everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with another video, and this time we are doing a beautiful set of peach ombre nails. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm removing her bling from her old set by using a pair of nippers. As you can see, her bling stayed on pretty good, and that is with me using the Mia Secret gel resin. As you can see, it works really good. So once again, we're just going to remove that bling, and then we're going to remove the gel polish as well with a coarse drill bit, and then we're going to proceed from there. Alrighty, so once again I'm going in with a coarse drill bit to remove her gel polish, and this is a safety bit. It is easier to go ahead and get a coarse drill bit to remove the gel polish, only because it's a little more coarse and it's able to remove that gel polish way faster. But I mean, you could also use a medium or fine, but like I said, it will take a little bit longer for the gel to come off, and it is a safety drill bit because it's so coarse that I don't want to file any of their natural nail or touch their skin at all with it, because you will cut them. And as you can see, this video was recorded before I got my new dust collector, so that's why it's there. But recently I've been using the new dust collector and I am absolutely loving it. I might end up doing another video on it just for a better update. But yeah, this video is pretty old. I just forgot to upload it. Alrighty, so after this we're gonna go in with our Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick edger, which I use as a cuticle pusher. I know somebody corrected me about this already. I know that it is an edger. I just use it as a cuticle pusher. I just like how you can peel the little sticker on the back and switch it out after each client. It's much more sanitary. So once again, we are just pushing those cuticles back, and after this we're gonna go in to remove the shine from the natural nail. So I'm going to remove that drill bit, put the other one in, make sure that you take off your sanding bend and replace it with a new one. You want to change it out after each client. So now we're going to go in and just remove that shine from the natural nail. This is a 180 sanding bend. You don't want to use anything over a 180 because you will damage the natural nail. When we're doing this, we are just removing that shine. We don't want to file down on the nail to make it thinner. We are literally just removing that shine so that acrylic does not lift. So remember, you want to make sure that you file really good to make sure you get all that shiny part off, because if not, you will get lifting. And you do want to make sure that you dust the nail soft after you do the filing part, and if you see any shiny parts, just go back and file those parts again. Okay, so now I'm going to just dust the nails off and we're going to go in with our primer. So for my primer, I am using my OPI Bondex. As you guys know, the only reason why I use the Bondex or the OPI one is because I have a lot of it. So that's why I'm using it. But after this, we're going to go in with our Mia's Secret acrylic system. I'm using the acrylic in the color pink, which is a translucent pink, almost clear. And I'm using my alpha brush in a number 9, and it is an oval. And remember, I do have a promo code for them, so be sure to check that out, and I'll leave the link in the description. Okay, so whenever we're doing a fill, we simply do one bead closer to the cuticle area, like we are doing here. We pat it down into place and then stroke it down towards the tip. You want to make sure that when you're doing this, you're not brushing very hard, because you still want that acrylic to stay closer to the cuticle area, but you want to blend it down towards the tip. And then if you need to add some more, then that's fine, but if not, you can move on. So once again, you place your bead closer to the cuticle area, pat it down, and then just gently brush it down towards the tip to blend it in. After this, remember to always clean around your cuticle area to make sure that there's no acrylic on the skin, because that will cause lifting, because it's really hard to file it off once it's already on the skin. And then remember, if you need to add some more, then that's fine, but other than that, it really just takes one bead closer to the cuticle area and brushing it down towards the tip. And I do want to mention that if you want a more detailed video, that just let me know down in the comments as far as like what you need help with, and I'll guide you to that video, because I do have like specific videos on how to shape or how to apply your acrylic, or how to do how to get the perfect ratio as far as your liquid and powder. So be sure to leave that down in the comments if you need help, but if not, they're all in my video section, so you can just go through there and look for it, because I know I did have somebody going off about how these aren't beginner friendly, but like I said, I do have other videos that are more specific, more detailed, and that might be a little bit more helpful. So just let me know if you haven't checked them out. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go in with my 100 nail file, and we're just going to redefine the shape. As you see, we already have that coffin shape that we want. We just have to go back and perfect the shape. Once again, I am using a 100 nail file, and we are just reshaping the nails. Okay, so after that, we're going to go in with a fine drill bit to file the acrylic. You do want to make sure that you focus on that cuticle area, because if you are getting lifting and you're doing everything else correctly, if you're filing the nail correctly, if you're prepping the nail correctly, if you're sizing your tips correctly, but you're still getting lifting, then most likely you are not sealing that acrylic around this cuticle area really good, because any little gaps that you leave in between that natural nail and the acrylic will cause the nail to get moisture under it, and then your nail will lift. So make sure that you seal really good. You want to do this until you're able to see where their cuticle are, where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylics start. That way you know that there is no acrylic on the skin, and then you won't get any lifting. And then as you can see, after I file that part, I'm also filing down towards the rest of the nail to make sure that it's nice and smooth. So remember, focus on that cuticle area, make sure that it's nice and sealed, and then also file the rest of the nail. Alrighty, so I also want to mention that I know that as a beginner, it's really hard to lay down your acrylic smoothly. And yes, it does take a while for everybody to finally find what works for them. But I do want to say that your brush does have a lot to do with the way that your acrylic lays down. So I would highly recommend the Alpha brushes. I am using a number 9 oval acrylic brush, and it is a Kolinsky brush. And I'll leave the link down in the description, as well as a promo code. Once again, the acrylic brush does have to do a lot with how your acrylic goes on, so make sure you keep that in mind as well. But if not, like I said, I do have other videos that help you with your liquid to powder ratio if you need that video as well. And I think that's pretty much it. But yeah, it is going to take you a little bit to find what works for you. And then also, I know I have a lot of people telling me that they still have bumps and lumps when they apply their polish, and this is why I say that it's really important to buff the nails really good. As you can see, I buffed to a smooth finish, and I always run my thumb over the top of the nail to make sure that I feel for any bumps or lumps, and if I don't have anything, then I move on to the other hand. So you do want to make sure that you do that before you apply your polish, because I promise you that you will be able to see any bump or lump or even any scratch that are left on the nail if you don't buff them really good. So after that, we're just going to dust them off, and then we're going to wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, and we'll be ready to apply the polish after this. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going in with this D&D polish in the color French Vanilla, and this is the regular polish. I'm going to be using the regular polish as well as the gel polish. I am doing some ombre, so as you guys know, I always do regular polish when I'm using ombre. And then this color is also a regular polish. This is the color Stones and Roses by Essie. Once again, this is a regular polish, so remember, whenever we're doing a gel top coat over regular polish, you do want to make sure that the regular polish is 100% dry. And then after that, we are using a little cleanup brush to clean around our cuticle area as well as just our small lines. So once again, we are using the color French Vanilla by D&D, and I'll leave the link in the description to the website that I found that has the D&D polishes for $7, and they have cheaper shipping than other websites that we found. So once again, I'll leave that link in the description. And then we're also using the color Stones and Roses by Essie, and we're going to do the same thing on the other hand using the same colors. And for this ring finger, I'm also going to be using the Color Club polish in the color Just My Luck, which is that really pretty silver holographic color, which I use as a base for my bling. Once again, we're using a cleanup brush, which is actually an OPI gel brush, and I'm using it to clean around the cuticle area to clean up my polish. And I dip it into acetone. I dab it off on a paper towel to where it's damp but not soaking wet, and then I clean around that cuticle area. And then you do see me trying to get a lot of that lint off. Before we started applying her polish, we were testing out different colors, and after I took the polish off with a cotton ball, a lot of the lint was left on the nail, so you will see me picking at the nails trying to get that lint. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go in and do a second coat of those peach nails. Remember, you want to make sure that you don't do these super thick, because we are going to do a gel top coat over it. So we want it to be dry by the time it's time for the top coat. And after this, we're going to be doing the ombre effect with the sponge on the nails with the French Vanilla color. And for that, we're going to be using a makeup wet sponge. I do get my makeup sponges from Dollar General. They come in a pink bag, and I believe it's $150 for like a 24 pack. So they go a very long way. So we're going to apply that polish on the sponge. We're doing both of the colors, and then we're just going to dab it on the nails. Remember, the sponge does not have to be wet. I've had people ask me that question all the time. No, you do not have to wet the sponge. You just use it dry. You apply the polish on the nail and just dab it, or apply it on the sponge and just dab the sponge on the nail. And just do this 2 or 3 times until you get that coverage that you want. Some colors like this one are a little bit lighter, so you do have to do maybe maybe 3 coats to get that coverage. But other than that, don't worry about getting it on the skin. You could always go back and clean around the cuticle area with your brush. If not, you can use the liquid latex. So once again, we are going in with a cleanup brush, which is my OPI gel brush, and we're dipping it into acetone and cleaning around the cuticle area. So now I'm going to apply some bling. So for that, I'm using my Mia Secret gel resin. I'm using my bling, which is my SS6, my SS12, as well as some bigger pieces. And then I'm using my wax pencil, and I'm also using some gold caviar. Once again, I'm using my Mia Secret gel resin for all my bling. As you guys seen at the beginning of the video, they stay on really good with no problems, and I absolutely love it. And I'm also going to be applying my Mia Secret gel resin activator, which is the spray that helps the glue dry a lot faster. Alrighty, and when we're doing a full nail of rhinestones, as you guys know, I do the glue first and then I start applying the bling. So I was gonna do 2 colors, but she decided that she just wanted to do the AB rhinestones, so I'm gonna end up taking off the rose gold one just because, like I said, she didn't want them. But I'm using my SS6 and my SS12. I'm using my wax pencil, and then once again I'm using my Mia Secret gel resin. Like I said in my last video, I do get it from eBay, but I'll leave the link in the description to the other website that I found that have them for a little bit cheaper. Also, remember that when you're doing a full nail of rhinestones, you do want to make sure that you just alternate from the 2 different sizes, or if you're using more sizes, then that's fine too. Just alternate from the different sizes, and if you need to apply more glue, then that's fine too. And just make sure you do this until you fill up the whole nail. After I apply all the bling, I'm going to go back with my same glue, and I'm just going to do that around the bling to make sure that it's nice and sealed. And then I'm going to spray my Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, which is what helps that glue dry. And once we're done applying all the bling, we're going to go in with our IBD gel top coat. Remember, this is a gel top coat and we did use regular polish. So as you can see, I just ran my thumb over the top of the nail and they are completely dry. And no, I don't use anything to speed up the drying process. I literally just let them dry while I'm doing the rest of the nails. And usually by the time I'm done, they are nice and dry. So do make sure to go back and check to make sure that they are dry, because if not, that will cause your nails to crack or to wrinkle up after you cure them. And also, she wanted chrome on two of her nails, so after that top coat was cured, I went back with a makeup wet sponge, dipped it in the chrome, and just dabbed it on the nail. We're going to do that on 2 fingers, and then we're going to come back and do another layer of our IBD gel top coat just on those 2 nails, and we're going to let them cure for another 60 seconds. Alrighty y'all, so this is the final look. They turned out beautiful. That peach color and the French vanilla look beautiful together. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at GetNailed32, and I'll see you guys next time.